Rightio, you know what time it is. It is 9 o'clock past the hour. That can mean only one thing. I need 10 taps. 4 for the hell, 1 for the space, 4 for the yeah, 1 to put a smile on my face. Come on, folks. Let's do this. Here they come. Right. Greetings and salutations, good folk of Terrainia. It is 9 o'clock UK time, Sunday night. Mel's a little bit frazzled. I see all the hell yes. I see Dave, Gary, Ed, Mike, Pagan, Pete, John, Andrew, Lee, Mac, Gary. There's more of you. Come on, say hello. Let's get this party started. Right, I've got to check some links and stuff. A little bit fuzzy this evening. Oh, pardon me. Right, the Google Docs should be open. Yeah, so the links are down below. And Discord should be up and running. Links are down below. Let me just clickety click. Drag that over across to there. The Sunday Natter is already going. Everyone's already chatting. Yeah, remember, if you're not part of the Discord, the links are down below. Mods say, Mel, your trip to Beast of War popped up on my Facebook feed today. Did on mine as well. I think it popped up yesterday. Yeah. Beast of War was good. Right. Apologies for me being a little bit fuzzy and a little bit grey as well. That's a bit iffy. I look like death. We had quite an interesting weekend. I'll tell you about it. Alright, close that. Configure that. Open that. Make me look a little bit. There, that's better. Proper colour. I don't look like a vampire now. That's better. Right. Ben Grawley. Pete's made my first bit of terrain using your vids. Just started my second. You're a legend. No, Pete, you are. What do you make, mate? Right. As I said, I'm a little bit fuzzy. It's been a hell of a weekend, and last night I was awake at... I think me and Corbin were awake at about 2:30, and then we were awake at 6 a.m. this morning because the neighbour got arrested. Oh yeah, choppers, dogs, the lot. My neighbours, 2 lads and a girl live next door, and basically there was a big Barney and falling out last night between the 2 lads. Yeah, blue lights, all sorts of stuff. Yeah, one of them assaulted the other. One of them's already been in a bit of trouble with the police and that sort of stuff. So he was in court on a Sunday in Stafford this morning, and I think he's already in prison. It's all going down in Stoke. Do you know, Stoke's a bit of an interesting place, but my street, I don't know what it is about it. There's always something going on my street at stupid o'clock. I mean, a couple of months ago, there's an old garage across the way. Yeah, and that got raided because it was it was found to be a cannabis farm. So, you know, middle of the night, we had like 10 police cars outside with blue flashing lights as they raided it one night. And me and Corbin are like, you know, up in his bedroom window, sort of like watching the action playing Spot the Coppers. It's been interesting. Oh, save me an email. Dave, let me know if you're free for a chat this week, for a vid chat, so we can talk terrain, mate. Yeah, we've got a project to work on. Yeah, been going over your map. Right, what else has been going on? It has been a mad weekend for me as well. I've actually had quite a cool weekend. Yeah, but it's also been a really good and busy week in the studio. if you've not been on the Discord or you've not been on the Facebook, the links are down below. You will see I am making terrain and filming and that sort of stuff. We've done swampy rocks. It's been really good. I've been cracking on with my models. Check these out. These are all ready for painting up. Oh, there you go. So, all my models are put together. They're all prime white, ready for a bit of a wash. And then contrast paints on them. And so, we're good to go. I'm free to chat any day except Tuesday. Right, let's make it tail end of the week. I'll drop you a line, mate. Please, I told you someone local could help you out with the smoke. Oh, mate, round here, it's ridiculous. That wouldn't have been when it snowed and they could spot it. No, it wasn't. Although I do know what you mean, and if you go round and if you drive round Stoke when it snows, you can see the roofs. There's no doubt. Where you from, Mel? Stoke, he says. Right, I will remind you that this is the Sunday Nighter. We do need terrain questions and that sort of stuff off you. Yeah, we can have a nose at what's been posted on Facebook and that sort of stuff, but I am going to need terrain questions off you, yeah, if you want to show. So, the link for that is down below, guys. Yeah, I need you on that one. Now, with regards to my week, yeah, I've been in the studio loads. I've been doing, tons of terrain stuff, yeah. The swamp set is expanding. I've been playing with squirty foam. Yeah, it's been good. The results are looking good. Yeah, and I've got all the pieces for the sets put together now. I've also picked up all my spare paints. I had a lot of paints that, you know, I'm running low on, and paints that, you know, are a bit old, and paints from ranges that I haven't got much of, and, you know, Wilco's is gone now, so you can only get the paint online. Yeah, from like what they've got left in the warehouse that they're selling off. So I've been going through like colour matching and all that sort of stuff. So that's all been done. And it's been really, really good. Ian, welcome to your first live show. Welcome on board, buddy. Yeah. So it's been really good. Yeah. And I'm looking forward to getting in, filming the last bit. So terrain videos are rolling. And there's plenty more to come. Yeah. That's all good. So I'm a happy chappy. Now this weekend, it's been a bit of a mad weekend. Yeah. Because I've actually been a social butterfly. Yeah, for those of you who know, you know, while I struggle with the old mental health, I've been sort of socially isolating and that sort of stuff. Well, as part of getting myself back on my feet, oh, I'll be honest with you, I'm nailing the pink milk as well. Catch you later, then. So, Friday night I was at my local rock pub, yeah, supporting a friend of mine, Eve, who was running an event there for International Women's Day. Yeah, basically it was a femme riot cabaret. Yeah, all sorts of weird and wonderful stuff. Yeah, from chainsaws and strippers to burlesque and drag. It was brilliant. But I ended up on stage playing Eve's Hoopla marital aid game. Big hoops, cardboard cutouts of various items. Yeah. If you want to know where someone in the chat will make a note from my personal Facebook of the prize I walked away from. Why have I gone like a vampire again? Right, is that the colour? Is that genuinely me? That's me. That's not good. Put a little bit more colour in it. That's because Mel's had a long weekend. Mel's had a long weekend, a very good weekend, but a very tired weekend. So nice to be here tonight. It's good to be here. Yeah. So anyway, brilliant night. Then, Saturday night, me and the girl, we went to the local theatre, yeah. There's a show that tours the UK, and it's only in Stoke once a year. It's called the Circus of Horrors. And it's a bit like my mate's Eve show, but it's like a much grander version, you know, fire, acrobatics, performers, rock music. We had a brilliant night. Yeah, but after Eve's night, yeah, then Circus of Horrors, yeah, got home, and then obviously we had all the lights, sirens, and that sort of stuff. I'm knackered. I am absolutely, it's been mental. You know, this social life and the real world stuff, it really tires you out. So this is why I'm in my comfies. Yeah, I'm a little bit fuzzy. Yeah, and to be truthful, I'm really looking forward to, you know, I'm not saying I'm looking forward to ending the show, but when the show ends, I will be looking forward to, let's just go curl up in bed, have a good sleep. Willow's gone back to her mum's, yeah, so I've got a nice clear week. I'll just get in the studio and do my thing. Right, let's see if you've got any questions for me. 1. You're going to have to do better than that, or this is going to be a short show. And remember, guys, I'm not really in a mood for complaining about that. Right, what I am in a mood for complaining about, though, is we've got like 70 viewers and 22 likes. Come on, guys. It's 2 taps. Scroll down, tap like. Tip, tip. Pushes the likes up. Helps tell YouTube that we're happening and bring more people in. So if you want to help me out, hit the like button, folks. They worked with the band Cradle of Filth. Great shows. I don't know. I've never heard of Cradle of Filth or anything like that. What I will say, yeah, is the Circus of Horrors. It was a brilliant show. I went to see it. Years ago. I haven't seen it in about. Oh, got me clean on eyebrows. With Vulcan eyebrows. Went to see it about 5 years ago. Yeah, before the band was part of it, and it was more just the cabaret. And it was a good show then, but it was a brilliant show. It was about 3 hours long. It was a long show, but it was a really good one. Now, obviously, Stoke's gone back to being a quiet, basically, it comes to Stoke once a year. Things get entertaining, and then Stoke becomes quite a quiet, dull place with nothing going on. We've got flashing lights here. I'm not sure where I saw more flashing lights. Yeah, in the Victoria Hall, or outside my house at 2:30 in the morning. Right, Pete's saying, tried to make forest terrain, turned out more like a meadow. Too much grass. Didn't turn out too bad thanks to your tutorials. My second is bigger and I'm going to have less grass. It's a new evolution, mate. When you build terrain, you'll find it's not till you start to actually build the terrain that you start to figure out what you're working on, if you know what I mean, and sort of figuring it all out and that sort of stuff. So it does take a little bit, yeah, but it does come together, dude. Saturate. I think someone's taking the mick out of my skin colour. I've still only got one question. Right, let's have a look what's going on in the Discord. Mel, again in his fashionable bathrobe. The only thing missing is White Russian. I did actually sort of make the plan to to sort of, when I'm doing my live shows, actually drop out of the old PJs and always wear the merch and that sort of stuff. But after this weekend, I'm being comfy. Yeah, and where Blueberries are saying pink Russian. Yeah, what sort of Russian? I'm not Russian, but the colour, it depends on the saturation. Oh, what's going on in the project show? There are some nice stuff. Oh, I like some of the stuff. Oh, someone's crafted a starbug. Oh, that's awesome. The Discord is going well, folks. Yeah, what I will say, and just a quick shout out to all the patrons, the clan members on Discord. I'm filming the weekly roundup tomorrow. Yeah, so last chance to sort of get your stuff into the weekly roundup forum. Yeah, there's quite a few pieces. You guys have been busy. I'm not. Oh, there's some awesome updates on some of the builds from before. I'm not going to spoil the weekly roundup. Yeah, but it's looking good. But last chance to get your stuff in.
Yeah, I will be filming that tomorrow. Oh, 15 minutes in and I've already nailed a pint of pink milk. We may need a brief intermission while I restock. I wasn't even drinking last night. Battleship Man, you're looking for train questions? I got one that no one has been able to answer. When making... Really? No one has been able to answer? That sounds like a challenge. Right. When making modular cities, how do you make a sewer underground network whilst also making it playable above the ground? Well, it's access, mate. You got to decide where your access is going to be. Okay. Now, yeah. Right. I need to wet my throat, guys. Just give me what you call it. Just give me 1 minute. Just nip to the kitchen, restock on the essentials, and I will be back to answer that question. Right, folks, there we go. Sorry about that. Right, to go to the question in hand. Right. If you're making city tiles with sewers, you're going to be making modular tiles. More than likely, yeah, I'm going to make the assumption that you're working on 2x2, but you're basically going to have a grid. Now, it's about access. If you've got an underlayer area, yeah, with your sewers in, you've got two choices when it comes to access. You either go down, yeah, through the top of the board, yeah, which means you need to come up with areas on, say, your road networks and things like that are liftable. Now, roads work really well for this because, one, sewers are often located under roads and stuff like that. Yeah, but also when you've got your pavements and that sort of stuff, you've got a natural recess. So if you're building it for the roads to be lift out, you can make all the roads liftable and simply have your all your modular sewer system link up to follow the road path. Yeah, and you can always have like little T-junctions and bits that go slightly under a building or connect to another bit to vary it up and that sort of stuff. Now, if you if you don't want your roads to be liftable or perhaps buildings to lift off to have access to areas underneath, then the other thing is you've got the sides. Okay, so what you can do is you can make your sewer systems accessible sort of via the sides. Now, I will be honest with you, because of the depth of your tiles, you're not going to have much reach into the tiles, but it will give you access all the way around the edge of the board. And that combined with a few lift off places will make it playable. Okay. When you're designing it, okay, what you've got to do is you're biggest priority when it comes to how do I design the sewer system, yeah, is the sewer system is your priority because that's going to be the most difficult area to sort of play with to make what will work. So get that all worked out first and then build your city on top of it to allow access to it. Yeah, because anything sort of inside a board or, you know, underground with wargaming and stuff like that. Tabletop loft. Thank you, buddy. It's good to be rolling. Yeah? But, right. Anything which is sort of difficult to get to, you know, any issues with playability, and it's just going to become problematic for you really quickly. It's going to frustrate your players, that sort of stuff. Yeah, and you'll actually find people avoid using the sewers because it's just a pain in the backside where they're placing models or working out measurements, stuff like that. Yeah, so maximize the playability of your sewer area. Yeah, and then sort of build on top of that. There, that's my answer. Yeah, so no one can answer it but I, the terrain tutor. Yeah, and if you're talking about modularity, there's a massive section in the book, Terrain Essentials. Yeah, on that. So there's plenty to learn from. Yeah, Blueberry Cheesecake is asking, where's the boss tonight? I'm going to assume by the boss you mean the Willow. Yeah, the Willow had a long weekend and a late night last night as well. Yeah, so she's at her mother's. Everyone's discussing me's topping up the pink milk. There's some lovely stuff going on in on the Discord. Bob's saying, well, I'm still hobbying on some more Tau auxiliaries. Not for long though, the cat's moaning. I like those Tau auxiliaries, mate. If you want to show me just quickly what you're working on and what you got on your desk, yeah, now's the chance. The Sunday Natter on the Discord is open. Looking good. Right, let's have a look at some more questions. Still only got one. Tonight's going to be a short show. Because trust me, I am not in the mood for hobbying. The Willow. She has quite a personality, Mel. You're telling me. And it seems she quite enjoys hanging out with you doing streams. You must be quite a proud father. I am quite a proud father, mate, of both my kids. Cub's doing really well. He's going through his lad phase. You know what I mean? Yeah. You know, he can legally drink now and go out and that sort of stuff. So he's going through his lad phase, but he's working hard on his on his A levels. He's done his mocks. He got an A, B, and C in his mocks, but he needs an A and 2 Bs to get on finance at Durham. So he's buttling down. Yeah, so he's doing good. You know, he stayed over the weekend, and he was with me on Friday night. Yeah, and then came out with me on Saturday night for the Circus of Horrors. Yeah, I am proud of my kids. Will's doing really well. I think she's just done a mocks for GCSEs, and she's got 7 A's. Yeah, she didn't do that well in PE, but no one expected. What was it? PE and French. You know, she went in. It was like, just don't expect anything good on the report for those, and we were like, you got everything else covered. We won't worry about PE or French. And she got everything else covered, so she's doing really well. Yeah. So yeah, I am a proud father, mate. Right. I've been making tiles for years, D&D. I've made both types, cities and sewers, but I've never for a 4 before or 4x6 modern board. I thought about cutting the side, but worries about structural support above. You don't need much support. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't take much to structurally support a board. You know, especially if you're only doing access. You know, if you intend to make the whole area underneath a board hollow, then you're going to need some, you know, decent supports. Yeah, but if the bulk of the tiles, you know, has got something solid, you don't need to worry about the edges so much. Also, thanks for being able to answer my question with a logical answer via the answers I've gotten previously, which was just make a separate board or make one or the other. Well, I know what you want to do. I mean, I won't lie to you, yeah? I've thought about doing, a Mordheim board, literally, with sewers and stuff like that. So it's something I've worked out as well, mate. Evening, Jace. Right, John is asking with our only one question. I'll tell you, this is not going to be a long show. One question on the, on the Google Doc. Yeah, the link is down below, guys. Yeah. Suggestions for replacing pipes, cables. I've got a 3D print where they've all snapped off when I tried to break it from the supports. Ooh. Right. I won't make this a 3D printing question, yeah, but it's a replacement for pipes and cables. First off, electrical wire. Second, gardening wire, the green gardening wire that comes with the plastic coating. You can get that in various gauges. You've got replacement guitar strings. They give a nice sort of like wire with that's got striations on it. Yeah, that's what they use when they're making the sort of vented pipes for models, when they're sculpting models. Yeah, moving up from that, once you get onto pipes specifically, you've got a whole row of different options there. You can you can jump on sort of eBay, something like that, and get lolly sticks, the plastic lolly sticks, that's slightly hollow. They make great short, thin pipes. There's all sorts of like various sort of plastic disposable straws. Yeah, they all work and can be cut down. For a long time, I regularly raided McDonald's. So for pipes and cables, they're loads of my go-tos. The other one is you can use fuse wire. That's a good adjustable one for making cables and that sort of stuff. It's sort of thick enough to be a cable, but it's adjustable enough for you to shape and that sort of stuff. Adam's saying, hey Mel, don't catch these often, but wanted to say thanks for all the lessons over the years. I've just finished up a wizard's tower that ended up over 18 inches tall. Ooh. That was a project where you said, oh, I want to do it. I know how that goes. I'm really chuffed for you, buddy. I'm really chuffed. Kids play pipes are great for wargaming pipe work. They are, yeah. The challenge is finding them, to be perfectly honest. I always see whenever I go hunting for them, they're always sold out, and I'm damn sure, based on Lee's collection of them, Lee is permanently buying up every spare bit of kiddies play piping in Stoke-on-Trent. He's got a big drawer of it, and I keep looking at it, and I'm like incredibly jealous. John saying, Hurst Arts make a pipe mould, but these pipes are large industrial pipes, as in a factory. Yeah, they are. They're quite thick, the Hurst Arts pipe moulds, because they're designed to go with their 1-inch tile set. Yeah. So I know the ones. It is a good mould. I haven't got it. I've seen it. Yeah. The only reason I didn't go for it is simply because of the size of the pipes, but they do have it. Yeah. Ian saying, trying to incorporate underground gameplay into my city boards. It's a tricky thing to get right, but having to hollow spaces under your main playing surfaces with lids, it's a start. Yeah, simple access that you can easily lift out. You know what I mean? And then just move it like that. It's difficult, but it's a difficult scenario as well, so you've just got to make the best of it. It's one of those that there is no easy answer to that one. So you've just got to get the best answer you can get and go with it. Right, Lee's saying plastic pipe, plumbing pipe, conduit, armature wire is amazing. Brass pipes of hobby size or human size. Yeah, got a few of those. Yeah, loads of kids' toy pipes on Amazon. Haha, I only emptied one store of straws, twice. Yeah, but based on our local shopping centre being absolutely shut down and abandoned, Yeah, there's probably only one store in Stoke where you could buy the pipes from. Right, RDC. Hi Mel, is there a way to avoid foam board from warping? You have to brace it, mate. Yeah, brace it against something, yeah. If you're using it as a base, yeah, foam core, yeah, that's gonna warp. What you can do is you can paint PVA on the underside to where it's warped, yeah, and when that dries and contracts, it sort of warps it straight back. That sounds a little bit iffy. Let me get an illustration. Oh, yes. Do you know what? You know what I'm gonna do? I've decided. Yeah. The truth is, you know, I'm doing my best to get back on the channel. Yeah. You know, to make these Sunday shows regular. Yeah. The Thursday night shows regular. To get content out. To get on Discord. To get the Patreon stuff. And I'm doing it. Yeah. And as part of that, I really wanted to be, you know, not be this sort of loungy sort of, like, you know what I mean? That you've seen Ismail looking comfy sort of thing. Yeah. And put my merch on. But I think we just have to simply accept the fact that at 9 o'clock on a Sunday night for little old Mel, yeah, we can't always guarantee that I'm not in me comfies. So do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get some terrain tutor merch, pyjamas and bathrobe. I'm going to have a terrain tutor so I can sit here in proper terrain tutor merch while sitting here in my pyjamas and what you call it. Best of both worlds. There's got to be what you call it. Sentinel, if only there was a terrain making book available. Funny you should mention that. Right, let's get to this warping. Where is it? There. Right. Sir. From the Fight the Warp section. Yes, there's a section in the book specifically written on dealing with warping. Yeah, as you can see, warping happens when the top surface contracts. Yeah? So you can strain it off by applying the glue to the bottom surface and it'll contract it back and straighten it out. There you go. Illustrations from the book. Mel thinks he's Hugh Hefner now. Not seeing any bunny girls. And we're in Stoke, so they're not bunny girls round here. They're more like feral animals. I'm not joking. Stoke is particularly known to be a particularly rough place. Yeah, Stoke is the working class capital of Britain. Yeah, proportionally, there's more working class people in this city than in other cities in proportion. You know, we have like a very tiny middle class and no upper class sort of thing in our city. It's very... So, the ladies round here, they're not the bunny girl type. Stoke would be bunny boilers. Oh. One of the reasons why I don't go drinking and that sort of stuff in town isn't the blokes, it's the women. They're dangerous. The real story of the Playboy Mansion ain't so pretty. Yeah. I know we make little jokes and that sort of stuff, but when you actually look into these sort of things, it's... Yeah, not as glossy. Right, let's do some questions. Moving on, that was John. Jason's asking, you did a series of videos a while ago about corking. What brand did you find best again? Can you remember? To be perfectly honest, mate, I was experimenting with, with the different types of corking, not so much the brands. And because of the cost of corking, I was running on budget brands. So I was using, I think the term was called Dial. And it was B&Q's home brand. Myxomatosis is all over Stoke, Mixie. Yeah. So I was I can't really recommend a brand, but what I can recommend is I do know B&Q's own brand, yeah, is good enough for the job. Assuming it's still the same recipe and that sort of stuff. It's been a while since I've used any, so I should actually pick some of that. Yeah, Mark's saying dial from B&Q for corking, so I'm going to assume that that is still the going method. Right, hope that helps, Jace. Let me know, mate. Yeah. Right. Blueberry's asking, how do you make rope for a gallows at 28mm? Yeah. And were you a raver in the 90s? 2 questions there. Yeah. First, rope for gallows. Yeah. Get some really thin wire. Okay. And what you want to do is get a long piece of it and you want to loop it over on itself. Yeah. You want to get the very loose ends, bring them together and tie them into like a knot. So you've got a really long sort of thin loop. Yeah. Hook the loop over something and then at the other end get something in that you can twist it. And I've even seen it where people sort of open the end of a drill, you know, put the wire in that and then very slowly sort of activate the drill. Yeah. To twist it slowly. Yeah. But twist it and you'll get a twisting. Yeah. And between two thin pieces of wire twisted like that, yeah, you'll get a relatively thick wire that looks like a rope. It'll have a nice twisted texture on, but it'll be firm enough that you can actually sort of twist it and adjust it and use it for modelling without things swinging about loosely or you know, every time you try and put paint on it, it'll bending, that sort of stuff. So that's how I do rope. Yeah, and with regards to, you know, Easygood, is Ebenezer good? Yeah, no, I wasn't a raver in the 90s. I was a combat medic. Raver, I photographed some of Shelley's reunions and Mel's never been there. I only visited Shelley's once. Yeah, and unlike everyone else in Shelley's, I was actually aware of what it was like in Shelley's. Shelley's was bad. Shelley's was a nightclub in Stoke. A nightclub is stretching the term very broadly. Shelley's was the sort of place where it was that bad that no one cared what you did there. Yeah? And to put this in context, at the time in Stoke, there were quite a lot of big nightclubs that were quite bad. Yeah? But if you want to be really bad, you went to Shelley's. I'd just also like to point out how comfortable Lee is with photographing his Shelley's reunions. Anything you'd like to admit to the clan, Lee, about your youth? Mel's aged far too well for a Shelley's regular. I see some sights, but also some lovely people. Chemically happy people, let's say. Yeah, they're still off their faces, mate. That's why they've aged. They're still going. They've never left. They think Shelley's is still open, even though the building's disused and abandoned. In fact, hasn't it been knocked down? Wasn't it condemned? Cheers, John. Although on the packing, carrying the full pack of gear, yes, we did pack a full pack of gear, but I tended to put it in the back of the ambi with the blue lights to drove past the squaddies. You right, lads? Rocker, not raver, Mel. Rocker? I invited you to the Circus of Horrors last night, and what did you say? I've just got in. I've got my pyjamas on. I'm completely pooped. Rocker. And I say that I went, and I may be sitting here in my pyjamas now, but I'm still going. Right, we've got more questions. Yeah, loads of people watching. It's looking good. Hit the like button if you haven't already, folks, and if you're liking the show. Links down below. I'm nearly 50. So am I. Shut up. I've been to one night out. I've been to 2 nights out. I'm acting like I'm like, Billy on the town. Make a Shelley's battlefield. I daren't, Vorpal. Brings back too many traumatic flashbacks of my one visit. The things I saw in there. Everything was going on. Openly. Right. Used lolly sticks to make a tavern table and they warped. Any suggestion? Right. Okay. You got lolly sticks to warp. First question. How much PVA did you pour on them? Yeah? With regards to things like that, switch it up. If you've got warping issues like that, don't use PVA. If for the construction, use a gel superglue, mate. Yeah, you won't have any warping issues then. Okay, so that's how I'd approach that. I'm surprised you've actually got lollipop sticks to actually warp. Yeah, but if it's the amount of PVA you're using in constructing the piece, yeah, I'd switch it up and just for that particular piece, construct it with a gel superglue so there's no warping issues. Let's not do the age thing in the chat. Right. Blackmagic Crafts used a flexible caulking to make battle maps and roads. Any idea what the English version is? Silicon caulking, mate. That's what we use. If you go onto the channel and you go onto the Terrain Lab playlist, yeah, you can go and have a look at. We did it years ago, yeah, but we actually compared all the different types of caulking, and there's one called silicon caulking, and it makes incredibly flexible, yeah, gaming maps. It's really good. So the silicon caulking is a little bit more expensive than the acrylic caulking, yeah, but if you're doing it for like a one-off, or for like your gaming mat, I'd say it's worth the money by far over a caulking one. Yeah, but that's the English version. Yeah, either flexible acrylic caulking or for real flexible silicone caulking. Right. How would you go about connecting 2 pieces of foam board to create a non-right angled bend, yeah, whilst hiding the seam between the 2 pieces? Right, first off, Bat's saying use acrylic caulking. You can paint it. You can get silicone caulking that's paintable. I know. I was surprised too. Yeah. Right, going back to bringing foam board together, yeah, but hiding the seam. First off, when it comes to the hiding the seam, you've got fascias, okay, which is basically a cover. Fascia is basically Latin for covering, yeah, and much like the fascias on your car and on the front of your house and that sort of stuff, it's basically something that covers something. So you can come up with little strips to cover join lines, but reading the question, I get the feeling that's not what you quite have after. So there's a technique that you can do in foam core, yeah, for creating joins and that sort of stuff without having a seam, okay? And to illustrate, if you imagine that's the foam board, what you basically do is you use one piece and you cut a V into the foam board, okay? And you cut through the top paper, you cut through the foam, but you don't cut through the bottom bit, all right? And what that means is, once you've actually cut the V out and made a channel, what you can do is you can take that piece and you can fold it at an angle, yeah, to the angle that you want. And because you haven't cut through the bottom bit, yeah, as you fold it, you can just use sort of sharpen the crease, yeah, and you won't have a seam. It'll be continuous, okay? But you do need to sort of fold and put a crease in it. The way I put a crease in it is, if I'm folding it, if I've cut the V out the sort of top and I'm folding it this way, yeah, before I fold it the opposite way, yeah, so I can get them nice close together and I can put a nice line in it, yeah, with my fingers or something like that, or ruler or something like that, and then I can fold it back once I've established a nice crease line, and it folds and keeps sharp. Yeah, but it is completely continuous. And that's the best way if you want to sort of do angles, you know, without any seams whatsoever. Blueberry's saying it's called a relief cut. Is that what it's called? I thought it was rabbiting. A relief cut. I've not actually... It might be, I'm not sure. I need to look more into that because they're bandsaws and that sort of stuff. Ed saying flexible filler to make battle mats in the UK. Ooh, I know they do flexible filler. Is it flexible enough to roll the battle mat up? Look at that. Second pint down. Not saying you can spread the acrylic or silicone caulking on thin card sheets and use a textured roller to make sheets of bricks for buildings, then cut and PVA on the buildings. I like that. I like that idea. I do like that idea. Right. That's all my questions done. Rabbiting is the end removed except for the last layer of paper. Yeah. So you can insert a piece. So it's very much like that, but you're not actually using two separate pieces. But anyway, that's how I do that. Right. I'm going to close the question doc now. We are coming up on the hour. I've done 2 pints of pink milk, and I will be honest with you guys, I'm absolutely shattered. Yeah, so I think, do you know what? I want to get myself tucked off to bed. Yeah, so I can get into the studio and get cracked on and that sort of stuff. So, one quick nose at Discord, see what you've been up to. Oh, whoa. Tom. How the hell did you do that? Dropping a hint here to... Whoa. If you're on the Discord, yeah, go take a look in the Sunday Night. Model stuff. Tom, that's awesome. I'm nicking that. I am so stealing. I mean, I've literally, my soldering kit turned up yesterday. Yeah, I'm on that. Right. As I wrap up the show, what I'm going to do is just remind you, if you are part of the clan, I'm filming the weekly roundup, tomorrow. Jump on the Discord, jump into the Patreon-only area to the weekly roundup channel, post what you've been working on so I can talk about it. Yeah? Model stuff. post that you posted that in the Sunday Natter. Post it in the weekly roundup, mate. Yeah. Wow. That's right. All that pink milk, you'll be having pink pee. If I do, I'll go to the doctors. I'll go up to A&E, give them a shock. Be like the time that Willow got home, like Kerry ordered these these food additives, food colourings from America for Willow's cake baking. And we didn't realise how strong they were. And they turned our digestive systems green. That was an interesting one. We didn't find out until Willow took cakes to nursery for the other kids and everyone's digestive systems turned green. Apparently, these food additives, they're banned in the UK because of their strength. But that's another story. Right, I'm going to need 10 taps from you. Yeah, 4 for the health, 1 for the space, 4 for the yeah. 1 to put a smile on my face. And listen, guys, if you have enjoyed the show and you like having me back here, there are links down below to put a smile on my face as well. And to help me out from the kit list for the studio. Yeah? Black icing makes green poo. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. I know. Right, goth cakes. Goth cakes will give you the nurgles. Right, I'm going to love you and leave you guys. Sorry it wasn't as long as usual. Sorry it's been a long weekend and that sort of stuff. Yeah, but it's been a good one. I'll be posting stuff on the Discord and on Facebook and stuff I'm getting up to this week. You'll have a terrain video out. Let the good times roll. All the best, yeah?